Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be 28 is the new 18. 28 is the new 18. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, today in society, we have this cultural norm where we've determined that 18 is the age. 18 is the age where you leave the nest, right? You graduate high school and you leave the nest, go off to college or go find a job and go find an apartment, right? That's been the case for what? The past 100 years, since the Industrial Revolution of 1908, when the Model T came out. It used to be that, you could leave your house, support a family, and even a single income, right? But all that's changed, right? We've got a new society now where it pretty much requires two incomes just to afford a piece of property or a house and raise a family, right? So we got to think about this a little bit differently, in my opinion. Now, how am I thinking of this a little bit differently? Is I'm setting my expectations for my children to leave the nest at 28. That's what I'm doing. I'm setting my expectations that my children are going to live with me till they are 28 years old. Why is that? Well, it takes time for someone to build up the skills and the knowledge to have a good income, right? And to live a wealthy life from that income, for one. So that might take my children a few years, right? And I'm not super wealthy to where I can just give them, $200,000-$300,000 for a new home. I'm not at that point. Maybe somebody else is, but I'm not there. And I bet you many of us who are watching this video aren't there either, right? So, this is my tentative plan. Now, don't get me wrong, this may not work because obviously when your children grow up and they get to be in their 20s, they don't want to live with you, right? Mom and dad, who wants to live with mom and dad, right? Well, if you can convince them to stay a little while longer while they build their career and their skills and they're able to study and focus, maybe in 10 years, they'll have enough wealth built up by living with you and enough skills and a good job to where, man, they're going to live a great life. That's the way I'm looking at it, I'm going with 28. That gives them 10 years to figure it out. And here's the thing, to be honest, I don't know why people are in a rush for their kids to leave their home. You're so busy when your kids are being raised, they're going to high school and doing all the sports and activities and whatever it is you guys do. You're running around all day living your life, right? Wouldn't it be nice if your kids were able to get a decent job where you live and you're able to kind of like have a real close adult relationship with them? That'd be interesting, Now I get it. Young people, they want to find someone during that time, and maybe that's going to be the case. Maybe they're going to find someone, and maybe that someone might have to live in my house. Who knows, right? I don't know what that's going to look like, but I can tell you what, it's going to be a lot easier for them through their lives if they're bootstrapped. And I talk about this in numerous videos, right? Bootstrapping your kids to build generational wealth. Again, it's not what you leave behind. I've talked about that. So, just expecting that your kids should just leave is just ridiculous in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, if your kid is able to build a really high valuable skill and they're able to get out there and maybe they got to move for that, then it is what it is. They're able to support themselves, right? But if that's not the case, not everyone's as lucky as others, right, to finding a high paying income job, right? If that's not the case, then let them work while they're living at home. And while they're doing that, do two things, okay? Save their money they make, right? You can charge them rent, but make sure that that rent is for saving and investing, okay? And the two things you want to save up for and invest for is a down payment on a house, right? Including having extra money in liquidity after they buy the house. So if you need a down payment for, let's say, 80 grand, let's say your kid saves up $80,000, you need to add another 40 to that because you're going to need liquidity. Your kid's going to need cash in order for them to be able to maintain a house, okay? So they need to save up probably about half of their down payment, to be honest, in cash, okay? So that's the first thing I recommend they save up for. And then the second thing is put your money in the stock market, okay? I'm not a financial professional. I can't tell you what to do, what to buy, when to buy it, but that's my opinion. Invest it while they're in their 20s, okay? If you're charging them rent because you want to make them feel responsible, like responsible adults, right? You charge them rent and take that money and invest it, okay? You got 10 years, you got a decade in the market. You know how long that is? You know how much compound wealth you're going to build from that, from while they pay that rent? You're going to set them up for financial success. And you're going to get to pass down your wisdom and your family stories in that 10 years, right? Because hopefully they've got a decent job and they're working and they come home and you come home and you guys can talk and you can have more family dinners. What is the rush to getting your kids out? I don't get it. You know, I mean, I get it if like you have a rough relationship with your kids and you guys don't agree on everything. I hope that's not the case. I hope that you have a great relationship with your children and you can stay together, man. Let's bring the nuclear family back. I think is that what it's called? The nuclear family, where you have generations living with each other? That's going to come back, to be honest. And that's my plan, to be honest. I want my kids to stay with me. I don't care, man. I don't care about the stupid societal norms. I could care less about that. It's not society's world. That's my world. I get to do what I want, you know? You don't have to listen to the news and society saying that, oh, your kid's staying at home. Oh man, you guys suck. Forget that, man. It's your world. Make your own rules. And you might believe the opposite, you know? That's valid. If you think that your kids should leave the nest at 18 and do it on their own because, you know, pull up your britches because that's what you got to do, that's cool. More respect to you. You know, there is a culture out there that believes in that. I get that, you know, but that's just not for me, dude. I would rather spend more time with my kids. Woohoo! Getting some snow out here, man. All these pine trees, they release all the snow when you get a little wind going. But anyways, yeah, that's just my plan. You know, it probably, you know, most likely they probably won't stay there for 10 years. I hope my kids are going to be successful and maybe they're out at, you know, age of 24 or something like that. Who knows? None of us can predict the future, right? But that's my tentative plan. Those are my expectations. And, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on, is 28 the new 18? Let me know what you think. And hope you guys enjoyed the view. It's a beautiful day. Got some snow out and I see some deer running through right now. So anyways, you guys have a good one and thanks for coming. Take a look at my previous video and you guys take it easy. Bye.